Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Cancer January 2020 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as January goes, the Sun will be in Capricorn from the 1st until the 20th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on relationships, open adversaries, a grandmother even, legalities, legal matters, a significant other, marriage partner, negotiation, compromise. And given that this, in competition, even given that this is Capricorn energy, this may be done with a lot of consistency, a lot of planning, a lot of premeditation, very organized manner, but also with a lot of caution and a lot of prudence as well. Very orthodox manner. It could be done very conservatively. The seventh house matters at this time, and it could also be a time too. I mean, this could also shine a light, so to speak, on a Capricorn open adversary. It could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics at this time. So anyway, in some cases too, this could even be about a dominant male person in one's life, given that this is the Sun can be connected with the dominant male. It could be a dominant male in one's life that could turn out to be somebody that you may be embroiled in some competition with, or could even be an open enemy in some cases, or even involved in a legal matter with. It could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies those traits. Next thing up. The Sun will be in Aquarius as far as January goes, from the 20th until the 31st. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on transformation, rebirth, regeneration, insurance matters, taxes, one's legacy. It could be sex in general. An intimate relationship, intimate connection one may be involved in. It could also be something connected with psychology or psychiatry. It could be crisis related issues, shared resources situations, even moral, emotional, and monetary support. And given that this is Aquarius energy, and this may be done with a lot of selflessness, a lot of humanitarianism, a lot of benevolence, a lot of kindness and consideration, and especially consideration, especially in matters perhaps with somebody you're in an intimate or sexual relationship with at this time. This could be a time too. Now, in some cases, this could shine the light, so to speak, on an Aquarius surgical matter. It could be something connected. Something with the shins or the ankles at this time, or even in some cases, this could be an eye related issue as well that might require some surgery, because remember that the Sun in astrology rules either the left or the right eye depending on gender. It could be one of an unusual nature, given that this is Aquarius energy, or something that's very sporadic now and unpredictable as far as the problem goes with the eye, intermittent. Next thing up. There'll be a full moon solar eclipse in Cancer on January 10th. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Cancer, well, you're talking about a full moon, a solar eclipse in astrology. They could be, I mean, solar eclipse is really basically an amplified or intensified version of a regular full moon. It can have a similar effect as a full moon, but it could be more sustained and life altering, and be one that could be, again, life altering implications. And sometimes, I mean, I see them as they could be serendipitous at times too. Now, given that we're talking about the full moon solar eclipse in Cancer and the first house, This in some cases could be, I mean, solar eclipses can be about departures, but the fact that I mean, you could be dealing with a departure of somebody that might have been prominent from your early childhood, or a grandmother even, maybe you were very dependent on, or vice versa. And it could be a departure of this person at this time, someone you might have nurtured for a while and showed a lot of sympathy to. But the thing about this is, when you look at again, being that this could be serendipitous, it could be an opportunity where this could actually manifest into something positive for you, that you might begin to nurture yourself and your own personal needs. This is the first house. A lot of times endings can signify beginnings. Some cases, though, this could be a very strong, powerful revelation of something associated with the physical body, such as something with the chest or breast area at this time, or stomach, something Cancerian related. It could be one of a serious nature, given that you're talking about a full moon solar eclipse at this time. Now, could also be a time too where you're talking about full moons in astrology. They could be about a time where one becomes tired, exasperated, simply full of something. This could be something which could be something which really could have very sustained impact. I mean, this could be a time where you might become tired, exasperated, full, so to speak, and overly temperamental, fickle, overly emotional, sensitive, a person overly sensitive to criticism, ridicule, overly dependent, clingy person. It might be somebody from your early childhood. It could be a grandmother. It could be somebody that might have been instrumental in new beginnings for you, or maybe somehow shaped your outlook to some degree. But it could be a time where you express this exasperation toward this, and it might lead to some kind of breakup at this time, because I mean, you're talking about, I mean, the full moon solar eclipse. I mean, I'm sorry, full moon. I'm sorry, I've been saying that this was a solar eclipse. This is actually a lunar eclipse, people. I apologize for that. I meant lunar eclipse because the sun is in Capricorn and the full moon is in Cancer. I do apologize. I meant lunar eclipse when I was trying to say before. But anyway, you understand what this could be about. So anyway, but those are some ways, I mean, this could manifest. And again, I mean, this could be about a very strong period where you become very cognizant of self-revelation, of showing yourself unequivocal, unconditional love for oneself at this time. And it could be due to maybe the departure of somebody that was very prominent in your life at this time, that you might have showed a lot of nurturing and care for. And it might be time now that you become more cognizant of taking care of nurturing your own personal needs, since we're talking about the first house and Cancerian energy. Next thing up, there will be a new moon in Aquarius on January 24th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this may manifest in a number of ways. It could be a new computer internet crisis in some cases, but this could be a new, maybe the start of a new Aquarius sexual relationship. It could be with an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aquarius characteristics, or it could simply be it could be the start of leaving an Aquarius-like legacy in some instances, such as being innovative, eclectic, unorthodox, unconventional, humanitarian, showing selflessness, being considerate, a legacy for being considerate, non-conforming. Could also be a time too where you might, this could be a period as well where you might begin to do something, some kind of transformation that might be connected with something with computers or electronics. It could be some kind of workout program where you're using very high-tech electronic computerized equipment at this time, or even the start of doing something it could be doing something astrological at this time, considering that we are talking about I mean, Aquarius could be connected with astrology, and it could be delving deep into it. This is the eighth house can be connected with what's deep in deep research, starting something maybe with astrology or astronomy or aerospace, and doing so in a way where you are going very deep into this issue. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Next thing up. Well, Mercury will be in Capricorn as far as January goes, from the 1st until the 16th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one way this may manifest is that this could be about having very serious, very conventional communications with a significant other, a marriage partner, talking about responsibilities with these people, with a grandmother even, talking about career-related matters, ambitions. It could also be a time, too, where you might feel, this could also be about the communication, about gaining or thinking about gaining structure and discipline in your relationships. And also at this time, again, talking about responsibilities, maybe to legal matters at this time as well, matters dealing with open adversaries. And when you're talking about Mercury and Capricorn energy, one should guard against becoming overly despondent or melancholy. And this could be about matters with relationships with others in general, could be your important friendships, legal matters. They could be matters dealing with open adversary, situation with a grandmother, and maybe even in matters that are connected with trying to find some compromise or negotiation with something. And again, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Capricorn characteristics that might figure more prominently in legal matters, a situation with a grandmother, even a significant other. It could be in your relationships at this time. And given that this is, given the thing about this is whether they're actually more beneficial or more to your detriment. A lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects that are made to points in your chart. Sextile trine to your natal Jupiter may show they're more auspicious in these matters, more beneficial in these matters. But if it's, say, an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, it may go the other way and cause more sorrow, more dejection, even loss in 7th house matters at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Aquarius as far as January goes, from the 16th until the 31st. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, some cases, this could be about the communication of some Aquarius-related surgeries, such as something that might be unusual, or it might be something connected with the ankles or the shins, and maybe a time, too, where you might be having really talking about Aquarius related things with a sexual partner, someone you're in an intimate relationship with. It could be talking about computer related things, electronics, innovation, new technology, new ideas, new concepts, astronomy, astrology, aerospace. You might find yourself talking about really thinking about wanting more freedom and independence in matters in really, it could be with the sexual partner, someone you're in an intimate relationship with, or talking about really some kind of unpredictable crisis that might have come up at this time. In some cases, it could be communication regarding a computer or internet related crisis at this time. And really, it could be a situation too. We were talking about Mercury in Aquarius and the 8th house. You might be communicating at this time about leaving some kind of Aquarius type legacy, such as being eclectic, innovative, unorthodox, unconventional, non-conforming, selfless, showing someone that shows humanitarian qualities being considered. And again, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aquarius traits at this time that might figure more prominently in crisis situation, transformation. It could be insurance matters, tax-related matters, matters connected with moral emotional, monetary support, and whether they're more beneficial or more to your detriment, a lot of that could be predicated and dependent on aspects that are made to points in your chart. A sextile or trine to your natal Jupiter, they might be more auspicious in those matters, but say an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, they might be going in the other direction, might be causing some loss, sorrow, and dejection in these matters. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Venus will be in Aquarius as far as January goes, from the 1st until the 13th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might find yourself spending money really very selflessly on a shared resources situation, or on a sexual partner, someone you're in an intimate connection with. At this time, you might value more freedom and independence from a sexual partner at this time as well. But it could also be about really it could be about doing really spending. It could be some unpredictable spending on matters that could be crisis related, or uh, it could be a death that you might experience at this time, or shared resources situation. It might be some a monetary support that you're showing to others and spending really very freely, really with a lot of selfless energy at this time. But it could be very Aquarius energy, of course, could be very unpredictable. Some cases this could be an unanticipated inheritance at this time, or it might be some amount that you didn't anticipate, and whether it would be a larger amount or a smaller amount than what you anticipated. A lot of that could be predicated and dependent on aspects that are made to points in your chart. Say an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, and might be less than what you anticipated, but let's say it makes a sextile or trine or even conjunction perhaps to your natal Jupiter. That might even be a larger amount, a more exorbitant amount than you actually anticipated, if you are getting some kind of inheritance at this time. So anyway, and it could also be about the enjoyment of Aquarius-like things with somebody you're in an intimate relationship with at this time, such as computers, electronics, just things that are unusual and unorthodox in general. It could be astronomy, astrology, aerospace, anything Aquarius related, new ideas, new technology. Last but not least, Venus will be in Pisces as far as January goes, from the 13th until the 31st. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Well, at this time, well, one way this may manifest and pan out, this could be about the really having like certain, really about valuing idealism, compassion, altruism in matters with in-laws, grandchildren at this time. It could be a time where you might spend money on taking, a voyage maybe by sea to a foreign country, or even having to spend, you got to be careful at this time, Cancer, that you're not spending unrealistic amounts of money on a ninth house related matters such as higher education or publishing or in-laws, grandchildren, traveling abroad. But at the same time, it could also be about spending money on some Pisces related publishing or higher education matters, such as something with poetry or dancing or photography, chemistry. If you're publishing something, it could be something connected with fiction or fantasy at this time you might be spending money on, or it could even be getting money for something that was published that was Pisces related at this time. So those are some ways that this may manifest and pan out. But also too, if you're unattached at this time, Cancer, you may connect with a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Pisces characteristics. That might be somebody that you might meet at a religious congregation, a college, university. It could be a foreigner, someone you meet through traveling abroad at this time. It could be somebody that maybe you meet that might be at a publishing venue, or anything that's ninth house related. It could be somebody in a ninth house venue, such as an importing, exporting business. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.